unburied dead are coming back to life, coming back to life.
My name's Mark Warman.
I'm Darren Kirkpatrick.
And we get paid to bring dead cars back to life. We work with my best friend Royal and my son-in-law Josh. We search far and wide to find how a car was built, where it spent its life, and how it died. After that, we bring it back to look exactly the way it did on the day it was born. If we don't kill each other. This Mark. The 70 Roadrunner is way behind schedule. We're close now. We're within a week of getting it wrapped up. Then you can come down and pick it up, and we'll put it behind us. We'll move to the next one.
Come on, you had to have at least thought about a resolution last night.
It doesn't matter how old you are. You always have to have a New Year's resolution.
Something.
Yeah, a little bit.
So what is it?
I haven't really decided yet. Josh is just obsessed with the New Year's resolution thing.
You plan about it now, and then you go all year.
No, you got a whole year to figure out what you want to do, and then work on it.
No, but
Yeah.
that's
Oh, you're supposed to have them. You're supposed to have them by now.
What you need to keep in mind is you brought me the car as a basket case. I'm not surprised in the least that I got my butt chewed today by the client that owns the Roadrunner. We had it coming weeks ago. The only thing that bothers me is I don't think I was the only person that should have had the butt chewing coming. So what I should have said was there's no guarantee of when that thing's going to be done because I'm not sure if all the pieces and parts are actually here or not. I understand. Well, we're all out working right now on it.
Maybe you should, for a resolution about thinking about others.
It is about me. My kids
Maybe
are
you
almost
should be a little bit
gone.
more respectful when I'm talking.
And in that
okay?
case, you know what? You need to be thinking about a
Come on.
resolution is what you need to do, man. You need to be thinking about what you're going to do with your life, Darren.
Bye.
Oh, there you are, man. Hey, so I was assembling the shifter knob, and I found it's all cracked up. And
You know what? I don't care. No, I do care, but the problem is I just got off the phone from the customer that owns the Roadrunner chewing my ass out big time. Because the car wasn't done on Christmas like I've been begging everybody to help me get done. All right?
Time to hide.
You,
Hide.
Darren.
Royal, it's time to hide.
Darren. Royal, please. Just 1 second. I just got off the phone getting my butt chewed out because the Roadrunner wasn't done. The one I've been begging for weeks to have done.
How is it our fault?
You know exactly how it's
Why
your
is it
fault.
always our fault?
Well, it's not my fault.
It's the resources we need.
I don't mind playing the mother hen. I have all the parts and the pieces and the layouts for them ahead of time. I do that. If they paid to have the car done on a certain date, it needs to be done. You don't get to go do whatever it is you do, which is nothingness. And you certainly aren't going to have a place to live, you
Maybe
stupid,
you're mad at
nervous,
the wrong
laughing
people
freak.
here.
Who should I be mad at?
Who promised it?
For committing to things that are unreasonable.
Okay. So I should be pissed off at myself
Yes.
for taking 6 months to restore a
Yeah.
car. Yeah, you're right. Shame on me.
Work on other cars too.
Shame
yeah.
on me.
Yes.
Idiot. I know that I'm the guy that ultimately is responsible to make sure that the deadlines are met, but the group of bananas out there, they're equally as responsible. I just can't pass the buck on to them. What are you doing out here anyway? New Year's resolutions. Here's a New Year's resolution for everybody. Okay, check this out. You're gonna love this. Come here. This is great. Okay. We're actually gonna do what our lips say we're gonna do. You figure out whatever that is. You get back over putting the door on. You go around torturing. I need coffee. It's a super busy time right now at Graveyard Carz. I get a phone call any day from the company up in Portland that wants to dip the 71 CUDA for us. That means we'd have to drop what we're doing and head straight to Portland with the car. 2, I've got the 71 Dodge Charger RT 446 pack car that's miles away from being done, and it should have been done a couple of months ago. We still have lots of hardware, glass, trim, exhaust, and we haven't even fired the engine on it. The poor 70 Roadrunner, it is getting closer, but while it's still getting closer, it's not done. And that means I got a telephone call, and the owner was not very happy at the idea that we're a month and a half behind our drop dead date. There's a lot of work left on that car. So we just can't be fooling around anymore. We're gonna have to get on it and get hot. Today's a good day. We're putting in the back seat. So I'm gonna need a hammer.
What kind?
Just a ball peen hammer, something I can. Josh?
Yo.
Is that a ball peen hammer?
I don't know why he's got to be that way.
You got that, Princess? It's 30 pounds. Okay.
No, it's not 30 pounds. It's about 5
Go
pounds.
out and recycle.
Don't make them so tight they won't move a little bit.
They move.
Yeah, well, that one's not moving much. Okay.
Wind up.
Well, I like that extra padding in there, don't you?
I'll have to treat you as a hostile witness.
No!
Looks fantastic.
I was pretty nervous. I'm still a little shaky.
Don't even start, dude. You are the culprit of this whole entire thing. You. He says these mean, hurtful things, and then whenever you come back with a quip, he'll walk away.
Okay.
Like it was your fault the whole time. Am I right? You know what you do.
What do you? I don't know what you're talking about. You need some help. You need some serious, deep psychological help.
This is what I'm talking about.
Says that his New Year's resolution is to not play the game.
I never really made a New Year's resolution. It seems like the guys in the shop made a New Year's resolution for me.
I can't even believe that he's trying to be serious about that.
They want me to quit playing the game. The problem is, I don't know what they're talking about.
Darren's played the game so long that he doesn't realize he's caught up in the game.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the game is. So if you know what the game is, how can you change it?
Bad news, sports fans, that is the game.
It's a New Year's. I'll try anything. I won't play the game.
Saying he's gonna quit playing the game for a New Year's resolution is merely another stage of the game.
He gets inside and he can just manipulate that neuron inside your brain, thinking that you are a cold-hearted person and that you should be cast away to the bowels of Hades. That's Darren for you.
It's crazy. He's planned this. Somehow, we established that there would be New Year's resolutions based on something he concocted probably a year ago, unbeknownst to us. This is all part of it. There's no way to win. Did you find the bolt for the horn?
No.
Well, I'm taking it off.
No, we're not. I'll take it back off and throw the horn in the garbage.
Simmer down on this side, man. Okay, go up.
I don't know what he's doing wrong.
I'm taking them off your car.
No, you're not. No, Mark. I'll take him back off and throw that horn in the garbage.
He says he's not playing the game, and then he gets all upset because I'm going to go borrow a bolt off of his car so I can match it up for the correct one.
That's not a game at all. That's just human emotion getting mad for somebody wrongly doing something to you. Oh, God. You're not taking it off mine. You never replace anything. You never do anything.
I'm trying to get the taillights wired up. I already put on the Roadrunner nameplates. Found out that the owner took the other part, so I can't put the scoop engine call out in it. Dumb and Dumber are up there putting in the hood insulation pad. And I got to go out to Darren's car and borrow
you're not,
horn
Mark.
bolt.
No, you're not. I'll
Can
take
I
the
just
horn.
ask why you care?
Because I don't want to ever get anything back. Mark, you're a fibber.
Would you? Okay, I'm a fibber. Let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. Have I ever given you anything back? Ever?
Yeah, very, very little.
No, Your Honor, I would please instruct the witness to answer the question. Have
did.
I ever given you anything back?
Have you given me everything back?
Once again, I'll have to treat you as a hostile witness. Yes or no? Yeah. I think the silence speaks for itself. I just need a sample.
Hey, Mark,
Hang on, I'm not taking it for that. I'm not taking it for that.
No, you're not taking it for
I'm
anything.
I'm taking it to match it.
You did.
I don't have a match to it. I need to take it out there.
To match it.
Come with me while I go match it. Right now. Why do you think I got it? I need a match for it.
Well, go.
Okay, let's find it in here, okay?
No, well, here's one right here.
No. See, that's why I needed it in my hand, because I didn't want to walk back and forth 1,000 times. See, it has these serrated edges right here. So it'll bite it. Is that it?
Yep.
Nice. Nice.
You're an idiot.
Oh, look at me, everybody. Look at me. I'm going to throw a fit because I don't want the horn bolt taken off of my car. Because I might need them when I drive down the road with no f***ing brakes.
What is wrong with the giggler?
What are you talking
It's more the crazy laughter.
Should I lock the door on him?
I don't know. He's nuts. Sometimes it's really easy just to grab anything and make it fit, but in the reality, there's just certain bolts, certain nuts, certain finishes that have to go under the hood of the car to be OE correct. That's what we specialize in here. I was going to take one off of Darren's car, but he caught me right in the middle of it, so I kind of had to put it back. But I told him I was using it for a sample, which I wasn't. I was going to borrow it forever. Doesn't matter. A Plymouth Roadrunner actually only has one horn. It doesn't have two like most of them have a high note and a low note horn. On the Plymouth Roadrunner, it had a very unique horn. It's called the purple beep beep horn. It says voice of the Roadrunner. That's the official sound of the Roadrunner.
I want to be a Mopar geek like Mark.
Josh's resolution is to basically learn more about Mopars, the numbers, the codes, all that kind of stuff.
I want to be able to walk outside to the boneyard, pick out a radiator in a stack of radiators, and just look at the last three numbers and know exactly what car that radiator went to and what year that car was.
I'll try to teach him as much as I can. I know he wants to learn the numbers.
Josh can learn numbers and codes and stuff and be very helpful around the shop.
You know, he's developing a passion for the cars.
I hope, that he doesn't think that he's just going to spend a few weeks at it and know as much as somebody like myself or the other guys that are out there.
He's come a long ways. He's doing real good.
It takes years and dedication and focus on it. And as long as he shows me that he's doing that, I'll teach him everything I know.
My life right now is pretty mundane.
I think it's good that Royal wants to step out a little bit, take some more risks and chances. And I'm not talking any dangerous things, but I think it's good. He needs to step out, come out of his little shell.
Anybody and everybody could use a little bit more adventure in their life. Definitely it would just cast out all the stress.
I feel I'm stuck in that rut. I go to work, I come home, take care of the kids, little yard work, go to bed, get up and do it again.
I'm really curious to see what all fun stuff Royal has planned out for himself.
Don't come to me later and tell me that, oh yeah, you should have seen me last night, man. I was the man. I went to the store and I put all my groceries in one of those really little tiny carry bucket things when I should have had a cart. Yeah, that's not living.
I definitely think him having more adventure in his life would be a great thing.
Shave that bald head of yours with a chainsaw. That's living on the edge,
My New Year's resolution is to learn more about the Mopar muscle.
I mean, you look at it and you just think, wow, impossible. This thing is just going to be scrap metal. I mean, whenever I first looked at it, and the only thing I could do is just change my oil in my car, and that's about it. And this thing is just a complete mangled up pile of scrap. And I mean, here's the original heater vent. Of course, it's all rusted up, but what wouldn't be if you're sitting for over 30 years in the rain? Original nuts and bolts and whatnot laying around. It's all useful. Every original piece is useful. Jeez.
So I think he said there's an original set in here, photos. Boy, that thing was a mess.
I thought
Look
it was
at
such a
that.
peach, you said.
Well, it was an original white stripe car. Now you can see from the original stripes how high, this is factory stuff. Look how low they were. I wouldn't put them there. Whenever you can find original pictures of the car before it got torn apart with the original graphics, the original sheet metal on it, it's a great tool when it comes to putting the car back together again, especially when you do it the way that I do it. Because I don't just want to put the decal on the back of the Roadrunner in accordance with the assembly manual that Chrysler put out. I want to put it exactly where it spent its first 40 years.
Now, is the white going to come off the other?
I just want you to focus on this right now. Why am I just find myself closer and closer to the ground? Because inch by inch, you've got me down there. Right there.
Wow, that's what my stripes gonna look like on my car, huh? White, purple.
So frustrating. Installing these decals can be extremely difficult. It can take a lot of time. You have to be really patient. And it can be really frustrating when you're working along and all of a sudden you get an air bubble in it. And the only helper you got around is Darren. So it begins to kind of gnaw at you, and you'll find that you start to get a little bit impatient as time goes on. And by the time it's over, you need aspirin.
It's crooked. Wow, after all that, it's crooked.
Don't be picking my work apart. It looks good.
One of the neatest features on the 70 Roadrunner was that reflective tape just above the rear body panel. It adds a lot of character to the car, especially at nights when headlights and things would hit it. It would just basically light up.
It looks fantastic.
Looks really nice, huh? Wow. Let's call it a day, huh?
I'm out. Nope. Jeez. Pretty well ruined anyway. Ow! You're stupid. What are you talking about, you freak?
All right. Yeah!
So I have to kick the idiots out of here. There's no way I want them running around, jumping, playing grab ass when I got a $25,000 paint job, a $300 stripe, and it's all got to be laid out perfectly. I will admit, one time I wasn't paying attention, didn't realize that these are directional. The top is forward and the bottom is back like that, so it's going, whoo, it's kicking dust up. When I put the door one on, I put it on upside down so it went the other direction with the top at the back and the bottom at the front.
I'm on the phone and I turn around, there's my dad leaving with Emma and all of her blankets after it took me 2 hours to get her to go to sleep.
Hey, you want to see the Roadrunner? Want to see the pretty Roadrunner bird? Look.
Didn't ask me or anything. Rule number 1 is not to wake a sleeping baby, so.
Meep meep. So I found this radiator and had it record. This is the correct original 22-inch radiator for a 70B body or E body. 2998-960 is the correct Chrysler part number that fits only 1970, fits only B body and E body, and it's only 22-inch. Josh's resolution is to learn more about the Mopars, try to be more of an encyclopedia like myself with the numbers and the codes and the options and be able to recognize things. There's probably 10 or 15 radiators that would bolt in, but only one of them is going to be the right, correct part number. The car was built in August of '69.
Right.
We know that from the door VIN label, we know it from the fender tag.
Right.
So we know that every part that goes on the car has to be preceding it. It can't be past it, but it can't be preceding it just cheating by like 2 years or 3 years.
Okay.
Okay. You see down here on this end, the 3Q-69?
Right.
These plug wires were manufactured in the third quarter of 1969. July, August, and September were the third quarter.
Right.
And that car was built in August. So most likely that's the correct part code for that car. Okay, the third quarter of 1969. So my guess is these are the correct date-coded replica spark plug wires for that car.
One I can't see.
18347?
Yeah.
Is that what you think?
Yeah.
Okay, take a look at the dash VIN. I checked these before we painted it.
So is it the last 6?
It's the last 8 of the VIN.
The last 8?
So the trunk lip numbers match the dash VIN on it, right? Look at those numbers right there. Tell me if you can read those.
102451.
Yep, there you go. So that's the original core support that the car started life with too. So now you've covered the front of the car and the back of the car. When they say basic numbers matching on it, now you know that it's the motor and the transmission, match the VIN number of the fender tag and the body and the dash VIN. So that's basically numbers matching. But when you go to a concours, That's where the other numbers come in. Everything has date codes, everything has casting numbers, everything has part numbers, and they all, when you have a correct matching car to OE standards, all of those numbers coincide with how that car would have been built on the day that it was made. It's fun. You go crazy, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Ow! You're stupid.
I was pretty nervous. I'm still a little shaky.
What are you talking about, you freak? 10 minutes away from this guy's house, look in my mirror and there's a cop. So I got a message on my answering machine at work this morning about a guy down in Glide, Oregon. Never heard of it. He says it's an all original numbers matching 70 Challenger RT, and we're getting pulled over by an officer of the law. So I'm 10 minutes away from this guy's house with the Challenger. Look in my mirror and there's a cop. Lights on, he's gone. Must have been sped.
Between 81 and 79.
Well, the truth or a lie? The truth is great.
Well, either way, you're getting a ticket.
I understand that.
Okay,
I understand that.
You're not even close to the speed limit. You know, and I've been following you for a while.
What is this?
55 or
Okay.
less, depending on conditions.
We're doing 80?
81 is $287.
Luckily, he let me off with just a speeding ticket. I was very fortunate. Because in reality, I was watching television. I might have been texting. Well, I'm taking the $257 fine, except that speed control, off of my offer on the 1970 Dodge Challenger 383 automatic JS23 NOG car. Glide, Oregon. What is a Glide, Oregon? I don't like little towns. I know what happens in them. And whatever does happen in them never leaves that little town. Stephen King writes about it all the time. All right, let's just check her out. So this is your Challenger?
This is a 1970 RT Challenger. It's a 383 Magnum car with a 727 Torque Flight automatic transmission behind it with bucket seats. It's got the black vinyl top with a bumblebee stripe around the trunk. Red was original color.
See your bumblebee stripe?
Yeah, it's still there
Check this out. You wondering why that black's right there?
because it went up to here.
What they did was they sprayed on the bumblebees,
Yeah.
they sprayed the whole back all the way up to about here black, and then they painted the car the color. You would have thought they would have painted the whole car red, masked it off, and painted that black. They didn't. They blew black on the back of the car, masked it off at the appropriate area, and brought it. That's kind of cool, and that is the original.
Yeah. What I like most about the car is the documentation that came with it. It looks to me like it went through an impound yard. And
I see. As an abandoned vehicle.
abandoned vehicle, and it says there less than $75 worth of vehicle.
Wow.
How's that? These
Good.
air conditioning motors, boy, they're enormous.
Yeah, they're
didn't
huge.
realize how big they are.
That's why you couldn't get a 446 pack or a 426 Hemi with air conditioning. Hey, there's an original 70 PPG color chart.
Yeah, and they're calling it bright red. I like plum crazy myself.
Yeah, FC7's a great color.
I mean, it's all verified that this car has never been butchered and swapped around with other stuff, and I believe it's original radiator.
Yeah, it should be a 958 or 959.
Used Chrysler antifreeze.
2998, 958, so that's the original one.
Yeah, how do you know?
2998, 958 was the 26-inch 70 only E&B body with air conditioning. If you had for a big block, if you had a 383 or a 440 or a 426 that was non-air conditioned but had the heavy duty cooling package, you would have got a 2998, 956.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
This works in those cars. It would function, but it wouldn't be the numbers correct radiator. For this car, it's correct because it's an air car. Well, so far it's an original car. There's no doubt it's an original Challenger, original RT. I haven't got to the fender tag yet. It's got the typical E-body rust on it, which is real typical of like the trunk floor extensions, the bottoms of the quarters. And it is a real 383 car, so, you know, so far it's pretty cool.
This, in my opinion, was my dream car. You know, the Cuda and the Challenger was it for me. Those are the only two muscle cars ever produced. I've only ridden in these with my friends and other people. I've never owned one. This was my first one. And that's kind of why it would be hard to let this one go, you know.
But the broadcast sheet's gone?
I couldn't find that anywhere. Somebody said it could be inside the driver's seat.
A broadcast sheet is a piece of paper that was used by the manufacturer to tell the guys on the assembly line exactly how a car should be built, what options it has, what colors it has. So here we are, 40 years later, restoring the exact same car, basically doing the exact same thing the assembly line guys did. So to have the same piece of paper found underneath a seat just gives us the exact same advantage that those guys had in 1969. I've seen them in headliners, but this one's gone. So I would just assume at this point that it doesn't have a broadcast sheet.
I haven't seen it.
Oh wait, it's an LA car, isn't it? It isn't there. It's a real strange thing, but any cars that were built in the Los Angeles plant didn't actually get the broadcast sheet put inside them when the cars were finished. So these are all original spot welds, nicely intact. These aprons, if I scratch right there, I'm gonna find red. There's your red. It's getting really late out here tonight, so Bob and I agreed that we would just call it a night. We still got a 2-hour drive back to Springfield. I'm gonna give him a call in the morning and negotiate with him.
If somebody came in and offered me a brand new Challenger, I would still choose the old one because you can never beat the original, ever.
All right. Okay, done, man. See ya. Bought the RT.
Nice. Very nice.
Where's the big, oh no. Okay.
What's the matter with you?
Well, that door's got a couple issues in her.
Oh, well, don't you think that we should have a warning on it?
Well, so far today, the only people that have showed up is me and Josh. We're still waiting for Royal and Darren, who apparently were up too late or something. But right now it's just me and Lurch over there. So we're gonna start working on the steering column, front seat, starter. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ow! You're stupid. You're stupid. He's stupid. He's stupid. Dom, dom, dom. This book's worth more than your life.
I know it.
It's worth more than your life.
Well, I don't understand what happened.
Out of 190 pounds, I would say about 1 to 3 ounces is brain. The rest is just lurchitness.
I don't understand what he's talking about because, like, that if he would have done that, all he would have had to have done is.
I don't lean on
if
things.
he would have put a finger on that
Have you
counter,
ever built
the whole
horse
thing, including himself, would have went through that table.
You should be able to, like, woo, one leg like that, right? And then you should be able to go down.
Well, I was trying to prevent injury.
Stand on one leg.
What is that?
Stand on one leg. Now bend your knee, touch the ground, and cantilever back up. What's wrong? No, Yolanda, you're bending at the waist. I don't want. This is how you do it. Going to bend at the hip, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Okay, and this leg needs to be way up here.
Production-wise, I would say Mark and I have got 1% done.
Prime. That's called core strength.
And that's kind of just putting the counter back into place whenever I accidentally knocked it down.
There he is. There he is. Glad you could make it, D.
And as if I wasn't having a hard enough morning, Darren decides to come in and, of course, just bam, playing the game right off the bat.
Why do you guys fight so much?
Don't even start, dude. You are the culprit of this whole entire thing. You can't play the game, man. You can't play the game.
No, I'm not playing the game.
You know, it's just like you'll start something with Mark and I, and then we'll forget about that you're the person that started it, and then you'll just kind of mosey on back. Like, look what I started. Oh, that's so awesome.
I would like you very cautiously, Darren, to begin to rotate clockwise ever so slowly until I tell you to cease. Continue ever so slowly. So basically what you got to do is set that end down. I don't want you to
Crawl through.
Well, if he can. I mean, I could do it when I was his age. I just don't know if he can. So just whatever happens, make sure that.
Okay, I'm gonna set it down again real quick.
Okay, yeah. All right. Let's see here. Lift up and go your way. Okay, hang on.
So when are we gonna work on that 71?
As soon as we get this thing out of here, as soon as we can get this car out onto the showroom, we can put the 71 Charger inside.
Okay.
And start assembling it.
Awesome.
You need a screwdriver to go up in the bottom and see where they're at?
No, I
So
had them marked.
what color did you say that was?
What are you talking about?
The 71 Charger.
The 70 GF7 Sherwood Green. Why are you asking that?
Really?
Yeah,
So is Plymouth making the Charger now? Is that what's going on?
What are you talking about, you freak? Dodge 71 Dodge Charger GF7 Sherwood Green.
Oh, really? Dodge makes Sherwood Green? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Positive. Can
I
we-
don't get it. What's the point?
The paint code matches GF7, correct?
It's a GF7 71 Charger RT.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm sorry to burst your bubble here, guy, but Dodge had the dark green metallic. I'm sorry. That Plymouth makes the.
They're
Sherwood-
calling it, so Plymouth calls it Sherwood Green.
Correct.
But Dodge calls it dark green metallic.
Correct.
We all love catching Mark off guard.
That is absolutely correct. GF7, the paint code matches up for both.
Okay, you guys want to put the seat in here or talk about colors?
Me and Royal are about to race this wonderful Coronet. Oh yeah.
I guess that's me being more adventurous.
That was hot, I tell you, man, that's hot. Yeah.
Well, I guess Royal's New Year's resolution is he wants to be more adventurous, so I kind of talked him into going out on the highway and running that heap up to see how fast it'll go.
I'm excited. I'm gonna see how far I can get that speedometer up in this short distance.
I think this is very stupid and childish on the part of not only Royal, but especially Mark. The roads are wet, it's very dangerous. And I don't think Mark shouldn't be antagonizing Royal, and I don't think Royal should be attempting to take his car over 100 miles an hour today.
It's a little wet. I hope I don't chicken out.
I've known Royal since he was 10 years old. Adventure is not part of his game, okay? But I'm sending Josh along with a camcorder.
God, yeah! Whoa!
Just to make sure his story doesn't go from like 110 to 150 miles an hour.
I hope they both get tickets by the police.
So I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay, so me and Royal are about to race this wonderful Coronet. We're excited. Royal is excited. Royal is a professional race car driver. He's amazing. He's a madman.
I gotta let them get them a little farther ahead, or I'll be on top of them in a second. Here goes.
All right, here we go. American muscle. Listen to that.
How fast did you go, fool? 130?
Really?
It sure looked good coming down the road.
I did it. 130 on wet roads. That's adventurous or stupid.
I thought it was ridiculous.
That was a blast, man. We were doing about $130 in the rain.
It was very foolish on Royal's part, I thought, today. Going 130 miles an hour or over 100 miles an hour and they're wet.
I was pretty nervous. I'm still a little shaky, but that was cool.
I thought it was all nonsense. Everybody knows the car will do 120, 130 miles an hour.
Today, we defied death. Way to go, Royal. World's best driver, Royal Yoakum.
I guess that's me being more adventurous.
And It was just ridiculous. Not only is Royal's life in danger, but he put the life of Josh in danger. All because of Mark.
Playing the game, huh?
No, I was against this from the start.
Well, I guess that was his version of living out in the wildlife. If that's stepping out, I want to see the videos. All I got, yeah. That's it, Granny.
We buzzed the tower doing about 130 miles an hour in the rain. They didn't like it. That's all right, we did.
Just kidding, it's transmission fluid, but.
We need to get this car ready to run.
Okay.
I want to run through a systems check right now.
All right.
I got here this morning at 6 o'clock. I wanted to beat everybody here. Started bolting up the rest of the exhaust system on it. That hadn't been done yet. Transmission, we had to put fluid in it. Motor needed its oil, antifreeze, power steering fluid. So we've got all those topped off for the initial start. Just got through making sure that all the clamps are tight for the hoses, so we're not going to start leaking. And right now it looks like all systems are go.
Before we start, you want to call the fire department again?
I don't need to call the fire department. We're going to have to take the door down and move it out to the shop. Let's see if it'll run.
Man, that started right up. Man, sounds good. Yeah!
One crank, boom, it starts, timing's on. Handful of guys in the world could do that.
I think there's quite a few guys in the world that can do that, actually.
You can say whatever you want, but that's damn good. You know it is.
Yeah, don't try to steal his thunder, man.
You want to see a timing light? It's right here. It's right here. It's right here. That's my timing light.
Well, your lights are going to go out one of these days.
Well, who's going to put them out?
Why don't you set the idle up?
Who's going to put them out? You?
Royal could.
You,
Josh
Yolanda?
You're
You?
a legend in your own mind.
You know what? 8 guys in the world could have done
could. Mark,
that.
there's a lot of people, but go ahead.
No, there's not.
Set the idle up.
Put the whole car together, the body, the paint, the interior, detail the suspension to OE specs,
Why
put all
don't,
the
I'll tell you what.
decals, upholstery, glass, everything, and it started the first hit.
Why don't the rest of it just go home? Why don't the rest of it just go home, okay? Want to shut it off?
Right. Are you guys okay? Did it get you?
Well, evidently the water level was low. We didn't check it after it started. Built up too much pressure and blew the upper radiator hose off. Darren got burnt. You want to go see if he's okay?
Yeah. Got my back. Dang it. That was hot. I tell you, man, that's hot. Glad it didn't get me in the face, really.
It started right up, but I don't think anybody was watching the water level, and it got a little bit hot and it blew the upper radiator hose off. And it's one of the things that can happen on a brand new motor like that, because the hoses haven't seated in, so they don't have a real good bite. Like it's fresh paint on the radiator, so it's a little slippery. But I think it'll be fine. I just want to neutralize this antifreeze off of here.
The past 20 minutes have been kind of chaotic. Nobody turned off the engine to check the water pressure, and the hose just completely blew off the radiator, and apparently it shot radiator fluid all over Darren's back.
Well, I just went to walk, just looking at the car, and usually as I walked past, I noticed it steaming out the, I don't know, somewhere in the radiator, and about that time, it just went, it blew hot water, boiling water out all over everything and everybody. That's like 7 or 8 feet. Somewhere up to like 12 feet, I bet, didn't it? I mean...
It really sucks that Darren got burned, but I mean, the car started right up. Right as soon as Mark gave it a little bit of gas, and it turned right over. It's really cool. Mark didn't have to even mess with the timing at all. That's really awesome. But Darren's all right, and you know, we all got in the moment just a little bit too soon. So we'll get everything all fixed up and get it on out of here, and we'll be happy.
Sounds strong.
I think it'll take Royal's car.
I'm ready to go home. It's been a long day.
When I was 14 years old, I found a 1970 Dodge Charger sitting beside a guy's house on North A Street. I made a deal with him to buy it for $525. So a year and a half later of mowing yards, newspaper routes, collecting cans, stacking wood, whatever odd jobs I could to get the money, I came up with the $525 and went down and paid for the car. On the way home, I remember the feeling. It was an amazing feeling. After a year and a half of fantasizing and thinking about this car, I was finally behind the wheel, and it was finally my car. I'm not sure what it is when I slide behind the wheel of these cars today, but I get the same exact feeling. Maybe it's the starting instructions that hang on the turn signal switch or the locking ignition sleeve that goes over the visor. Maybe it's a combination of all these things. But when I slide behind the steering wheel of a car that I've just finished, I have the exact same feeling that I did that day when I drove my Charger home for the first time. And I think it's that motive, not money and not trophies, that force me to do the very best job I can at recreating history, one car at a time. I would say we have done better in the last few weeks than we've done in a long time. Got the 70 Roadrunner done on time.
Good.
This way I met my New Year's resolution. So the owner's happy. Car runs and drives, gorgeous. Picked up the 70 Challenger RT 383 FE5, bright red. Let's see, Josh learned a lot about the numbers, did really well. Tripped me up on the Sherwood Green.
Took you down.
Took me down. Royal stepped out, adventured out. That was part of his New Year's resolution. Did 130 on water. I wouldn't have done that personally, but that's just me. Everybody got their New Year's resolutions but you.
I don't have a New Year's resolution.
Yeah, you had a New Year's resolution you weren't going to play the game anymore. What's that? That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. That's supposed to be me. I look like a toucan Sam. That's part of the game. You want to get me wound up, and then when I take the bait, you go, what's wrong with you?
I'm trying to
I'm
relate
not playing
to
your
I'm
childish
just trying
game.
to see what it's like looking out over your nose with
Cut.
your eyes and stuff. You can't tell me that doesn't look like Mark knows from the side.